You know what's supposed to be fun? Carving pumpkins. A nice autumn tradition. A little bonding time with the family. Maybe you light a candle inside, put it on the porch, and boom, you've got yourself some festive Halloween decor. But here's the thing, not everyone gets it right. In fact, some people get it so wrong that their pumpkins look less like spooky jack-o'-lanterns and more like nightmare fuel. We're talking melted faces, accidental demons, and designs that make you question if the person has ever seen a pumpkin before. Today, I'm bringing you 10 of the most hilariously disastrous pumpkin carving fails ever captured on camera. These aren't just bad. They're legendary. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll either feel way better about your own carving skills, or you'll never pick up a carving knife again. So grab your pumpkin spice latte, settle in, and let's dive into the chaos. Before we get started, let me just say, if you've ever had a pumpkin carving disaster, you are not alone. Every single year, millions of people confidently grab a pumpkin, thinking, yeah, I got this. And every single year, millions of pumpkins end up looking like they went through a blender. But why? What is it about carving a pumpkin that turns normal, functioning adults into artistic disasters? Maybe it's overconfidence. Maybe it's underestimating how thick pumpkin skin really is. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because we all think we're way more talented than we actually are. Whatever the reason, the results are comedy gold. And today, we're celebrating the brave souls who tried, failed, and had their disasters immortalized online. Because honestly, these fails are way more entertaining than any perfect Pinterest pumpkin could ever be. Let's get into it. Okay, starting strong. This first fail comes from a guy named Derek, who decided he was going to carve a realistic portrait of his girlfriend into a pumpkin. Sweet idea, right? Romantic, even. Except, Derek is not an artist. At all. What he thought was going to be a beautiful, detailed face turned into what can only be described as a sleep paralysis demon. The eyes are uneven. The mouth is somehow both too big and too small. And the nose? I don't even know what happened there. It looks like someone punched the pumpkin and just left it. His girlfriend's reaction? She laughed so hard she cried. Then she posted it on social media with the caption, "He tried." And honestly, that's love right there. Because if someone carved my face into a pumpkin and it came out looking like that, I'd be filing for emotional damages. But Derek, buddy, props for trying. Next time, maybe stick to a triangle face. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah found this gorgeous, intricate pumpkin carving stencil online. We're talking detailed spiderwebs, tiny bats, a full haunted mansion scene, the works. She printed it out, taped it to her pumpkin, and thought, yeah, this is gonna look incredible. 2 hours later, she had carved approximately 3 bats. Maybe. It's hard to tell because halfway through, she pressed too hard, and the entire side of the pumpkin just caved in like a collapsed building. But did she stop there? No. She tried to salvage it by carving the other side. And guess what? That side collapsed too. So now she's got a pumpkin that looks like it survived a natural disaster. The bats are barely visible. The spiderweb looks more like a crack in a windshield. And the haunted mansion? Let's just say it's very haunted now, because it's clearly cursed. Sarah posted a picture with the caption, "Expectation versus reality," and honestly, it's a perfect reminder that just because it looks easy on YouTube doesn't mean it's easy in real life. This one comes from a mom named Jessica, who wanted to carve a cute, friendly pumpkin for her 5-year-old daughter. Simple design. Big smile. Triangle eyes. Classic. But here's where it went wrong. Jessica accidentally carved the mouth upside down. So instead of a happy, grinning jack-o'-lantern, she ended up with a pumpkin that looks absolutely miserable. Like, clinically depressed. Like it just got dumped and lost its job in the same week. And when she realized her mistake, She tried to fix it by carving another mouth above it. So now the pumpkin has two mouths. One sad, one attempting to be happy but failing miserably. Her daughter took one look at it and said, "Mommy, why is the pumpkin crying?" Jessica didn't have an answer. Because honestly, even she didn't know anymore. She just knew she'd created some kind of pumpkin abomination, and it was too late to go back. She left it on the porch anyway. And according to her, every single trick-or-treater that year asked if the pumpkin was okay. It wasn't. Let's talk about Mike. Mike didn't have a pumpkin carving kit. No little saws, no scooping tools, nothing. But did that stop him? Nope. He grabbed the biggest kitchen knife he could find and went to town on that pumpkin. And look, I get it. Sometimes you just gotta work with what you've got. But a 10-inch chef's knife is not the tool for delicate pumpkin carving. Mike tried to carve a spooky face, but because the knife was so big, every cut he made was jagged, uneven, and way too deep. The eyes ended up looking like giant craters. The nose completely fell off. And the mouth? He accidentally carved it so wide that the entire front of the pumpkin just gave up. Collapsed inward like a sinkhole. Mike stood there, covered in pumpkin guts, staring at his creation, and said, "Well, it's definitely scary." And you know what? He's not wrong. That pumpkin is terrifying. Just not in the way he intended. He posted a picture online with the caption, "When you bring a sword to a pumpkin fight," and honestly, that about sums it up. This fail is a little different because it's not about the carving itself. It's about what happened after. Meet Laura. Laura carved a beautiful pumpkin. Honestly, it was pretty impressive. Nice design, clean cuts, everything looked great. She was proud. She put it on her porch, lit a candle inside, and went to bed feeling accomplished. The next morning, she woke up, walked outside, and screamed. Because her pumpkin had melted. Like, fully melted. The heat from the candle combined with the warm weather had turned her beautiful jack-o'-lantern into a saggy, drooping nightmare. The face had completely warped. The eyes were sliding down. The mouth looked like it was mid-scream. Neighbors walking by genuinely thought it was a Halloween decoration meant to look disturbing. One kid even started crying. Laura ended up throwing it away and swearing off candles forever. Now she uses LED lights. Lesson learned. Here's the thing about letting kids carve pumpkins. It's adorable. It's a great bonding experience. But you have to accept that the pumpkin is going to look insane. Enter Brad. Brad decided to let his 7-year-old son carve a pumpkin all by himself. He handed him the tools, supervised for safety, and stepped back to let creativity flow. And flow it did. What Brad's son created can only be described as abstract art. There are holes everywhere. Random chunks missing. No recognizable face. Just chaos. It looks like the pumpkin got into a fight with a woodpecker and lost. But here's the best part. When Brad asked his son what it was supposed to be, the kid looked at him like he was the crazy one and said, "It's a pumpkin, Dad." Technically correct. Emotionally devastating. Brad posted the picture online with the caption, "My son is either a genius or a menace," and the internet couldn't decide which one was true. This one's a classic. Meet Rachel, who decided to carve a pumpkin with a very thin design. We're talking intricate patterns, lots of negative space, very delicate structure. It looked amazing. For about 30 seconds. Then the whole thing just fell apart. Because pumpkins, it turns out, need some structural integrity. You can't just carve out 70% of the pumpkin and expect it to stay standing. Physics exists. Rachel tried to hold it together with toothpicks. Didn't work. She tried glue. Didn't work. She even tried duct tape, which, honestly, might have worked if the pumpkin wasn't already too far gone. In the end, she just had a pile of pumpkin pieces on her porch, and she had to explain to every trick-or-treater that yes, it was a jack-o'-lantern. Emphasis on was. She posted a picture with the caption, "Pumpkin Jenga, I lost, and yeah. Yeah, she did. Let me introduce you to Kevin." Kevin carved a pumpkin. It looked great. He was proud. He put it on his porch. And then he realized, he'd carved it upside down. Somehow, Kevin had managed to carve the entire face on the bottom of the pumpkin. So when he placed it upright, the face was, underneath. Completely invisible. How does that even happen? I don't know. Kevin doesn't know. The universe doesn't know. He tried flipping the pumpkin over, but then the stem was on the bottom, and it wouldn't sit flat. So he just had to accept that he'd created the world's only upside-down jack-o'-lantern. He posted a picture with the caption, "I am not a smart man, and honestly, self-awareness is the first step to healing." This fail comes from Emily, who bought the cutest little mini pumpkin. Like, the size of an apple. Adorable, right? Except she also tried to carve a full face into it. And here's the thing. You cannot carve a detailed face into a pumpkin the size of a tennis ball. It's just not possible. But Emily tried anyway. What resulted was, a mess. The eyes were basically pinpricks. The nose didn't exist. And the mouth? She pressed too hard and the entire pumpkin just split in half. So now she had two pumpkin halves, neither of which looked like anything, and a growing sense of regret. She posted a picture with the caption, "I have made a terrible mistake, and yeah. We've all been there, Emily." And finally, we have the ultimate fail. This comes from a guy named Tom, who confidently declared, "I don't need a stencil. I'm just gonna freehand it." Famous last words. Tom grabbed a knife and started carving. No plan. No sketch. Just vibes. What he ended up with was, I don't even know. It might be a face. It might be an alien. It might be a cry for help. The eyes are different sizes. The mouth is crooked. And there's a random hole on the side that serves no purpose. When his wife saw it, she just sighed and said, "You didn't use a stencil, did you?" Tom admitted defeat. He posted the picture online with the caption, "Confidence is not the same as skill, and truer words have never been spoken." So there you have it. 10 absolutely legendary pumpkin carving fails that prove one thing: carving pumpkins is hard. But here's the beauty of it. Every single one of these people tried. They grabbed a pumpkin, picked up a knife, and gave it their best shot. Sure, it didn't go as planned. Sure, their pumpkins looked like they'd been through a blender. But they tried. And honestly, that's what makes these fails so great. Because at the end of the day, Halloween isn't about perfection. It's about having fun, making memories, and laughing at yourself when things go hilariously wrong. So if your pumpkin looks like a disaster this year, don't stress. You're in good company. Embrace the chaos. Post it online. Make someone laugh. And who knows? Maybe next year, you'll end up in a video just like this one. Thanks for watching, and happy carving.